Hi, welcome back to the channel, guys. Here we are with part 2 of our Kyosho wave chopper. We had it out in the sea last night. It was pretty disappointing, I've got to be honest, how slow it was. That's with a 2S Lipo in it and the stock brushed motor. So like we've done with the Kyosho Surfer, we're going to put a 3S brushless combo in it. Jason from Redfin sent us this over when we had the ski new. So basically we're going to whip the top off, take out the brushed system, and we're going to put in this one, which is a 3000 kV with a 50 amp 203S ESC. Probably not going to bother with the fans, we'll whip that off because obviously it's all going to be sealed up, so we're not going to worry about that. I'm not overly concerned about it getting too hot in there either because it's not going to be used a huge deal. If we do encounter any overheating problems with the ESC, obviously we can just swap it out further down the line for a water cooled one because we've got the water cooled pickup, so it seems silly not to use them. I'm hoping the water cooling, as it was on the Surfer, was just the coil around the motor, so hopefully that will fit over the new motor. We'll find out. So we're going to go ahead, get the top off. Still need to fix these clips with some just so they're easier to get out. So like I said in the previous video, we just need to take the tape off here and off this front hatch, then we'll get the camera in a little bit closer and we'll see how we can get in there. So it shouldn't be too much grief, the Surfer didn't take that long, so, and with it all being nice and new, I'm hoping it's going to be a nice easy swap. So we'll get on, we'll get this out of the box, get it fitted, and we'll get it back in the sea then. So I'm really excited to see what difference it made because it really did wake the Surfer up. So fingers crossed we'll have the same with this one. So let's get stuck in. Okay, so we've just unboxed quickly the motor and ESC. So just a generic sort of 3000 kV motor there. So that's obviously going to go straight onto the prop shaft coupler, straight out, nice direct drive. And like I said before, I'm probably going to take this fan off because it's completely pointless having it on there. It's just going to draw that tiny little tickle extra power out of the port there. So we'll whip that off, we'll stick it in, comes provided with the sticky there. So we'll get that on there and we'll fit it in. Most of these models are a bit of a nightmare for space because obviously it's not meant to have all this put in there aftermarket, but we'll have a look, try and get this in there. A nice thing having a one combo that Jason sent us, that everything all just fits. So we're not going to be messing around soldering. It's going to be a quick, easy fix. All the banana plugs, obviously, I'm making a hash of it here, but they do all obviously fit in. You're not messing around soldering, so for like a first upgrade, it really is a quick and easy one to do. So we'll get that in there, but I just wanted to show you what you get in the box. So it's obviously all nicely packaged up there. All one ready to grumble job. It's even got the same Dean's connector on the end of the battery lead there that we need for our 3S batteries you've got, so that's a winner. No soldering at all. So we'll get that popped in and we'll see how we get on. So all we're going to do for the first stage now, we're going to peel off this sealant tape again. As you saw in the previous video, we've already had this off because we had to swap the jumper pin over from nickel metal hydride battery to Lipo. So we've done that. We need to take this front one off as well because this is where the motor is. All sealed in separate compartments, this hull. The frustrating thing with it actually is that I was hoping to get some ballast in the bottom just to give it a bit more weight, but it would appear you can't actually split the top and bottom half of the hull, which is a bit frustrating. So I don't want to put any weight too high up. So we've got the covers off there. It's all full of flipping water already, look. So we've got the same motor we had in the Surfer, same ESC. So we'll take the motor out and the ESC, we'll disconnect the prop shaft coupler, and then we get that in, which is a 540 sort of can size motor. That'll go straight in. Looking at it off the bat, I think the cooling shroud should actually fit around this motor as well, which is great. And the ESC, obviously loads of room on the top there. That'll go in there. And we get our Dean's plug as factory straight out through the seal there. So that's going to be a pretty easy fix. So first up, we're going to get this battery cover off. We'll get the ESC out, unplug it from the receiver. And then we'll make a start undoing some of the couplings and slide the motor out and get the new one in. Nice, easy job. Okay, so just a quick little update. I've got the ESC out. That really was super sticky, but we managed to get it out. There's two holes where the motor wires go through. Just got these little rubber grommet things in, so we're gonna have to put 3 in, obviously, because our brushless motor's got 3. So I'll just probably make one of these a little bit bigger, and then we'll put some silicone sealer and try and get some on the back as well, just to try and keep these compartments separate should any water get in one or the other. I've taken the motor out. So it does come with the Allen key provided. So you just got to get that down through the hole there, undo it off the motor end of the coupler, and then you can slide the motor out. The top 2 screws there on the motor are just located onto that bracket there, and they just simply come out with the 2 little Allen bolts and washers. So we got those out. The water cooling, we'll slide that off if we can in a second, maybe get it on the new motor. So for now, what we're going to do is take this motor mount off the old motor, pop it on the new one, and then we can get that fitted straight through. Really important though, if I can't get that cooling jacket back on the new motor, we're going to have to put a coupler in between these. Otherwise we're going to have water coming in the inlet and literally straight into the hull there. Or we can maybe extend it and pass it straight through. So we'll have a look at that now. But in the meantime, we're going to swap these motor mounts over, get onto the new motor, and we can get that fitted. Okay, I've got the standard mount fitted back to the new motor. Done those up really tight and put a tiny bit of thread lock on, because we really don't want them coming undone and the motor falling out when it's out in the sea. That's not ideal, but for now I'm going to leave it on there, the cooling jacket. Obviously the outer diameter of the new brushless must be a little bit smaller than the old one. So we'll get that motor fitted. We can put the coolant fins back on. We get those fitted back in. Like I said before, the amount I'm going to run it is, I'm really not concerned about it getting too hot, guys. Likewise, it's in the cold sea in South Wales as well, so all that temperature is going to be keeping the hull cold anyway. So we'll get that motor fitted in there. Yeah, that's not going to be too bad in there. So we'll get that fitted with the screws, making sure we put the big washers back on, and then we can get that hooked back up to the prop shaft. And then we'll go about getting the wires from the ESC through this sort of firewall or waterproof wall, and we can get it all connected up then. So that's going to be the next step. Fix the motor in, ESC in, wires through, we're almost there. Right, so that's all the 3S brushless combo fitted. I've managed to get the water jacket back on. It's not super tight, but at least for a second the water cooling inlet is coming in round the motor and then back out the exhaust port on the side there, so we're not going to have the hull filling full of water. I did actually manage to get the 3 wires through the 2 existing holes, so that's great. I haven't had to make a new one or use any silicone in the hull. Got the ESC in, obviously you plug straight into the throttle port of the receiver. So that all we need to do now is get this wire back through the sealing grommet there, get a cable tie on it, pop the 2 lids back on, one on the back, one on the front, bish bash bosh, straight in there. Get this cover fitted back on then, and we can test it out. One thing I'm going to do before I take this front cover back on though, I'm just going to run it up on a battery quick, because I'm not sure if most of you probably do know, the motors will run both ways, so we need it to go faster forwards and backwards obviously. So if it is going the wrong way, we just swap the outer 2 wires on a brushless motor and that'll make it spin the other way. So we'll check that quick, then we get the top back on, and that is a nice quick easy conversion, guys. So we'll get it back in the sea now, hopefully do that tonight, and we'll be in this video at the end and we can see if it's woken it up a bit. I really hope so. Alright guys, we're back at the beach. It's a lovely sunny morning, nice and early on a Sunday. We got the 3S brushless combo in the Jetski, so we're just going to pop it in and see if it's woken it up a bit. Hopefully it has. Let's do it. Okay, let's get my feet wet again. Straight away you can kind of close that. So 5,200 milliamp hour 3S battery in it now. The only trouble with this battery is it's a little bit top heavy now. As we said in the last video though, I really don't want to go swimming, so I'm going to try to be a bit more gentle with it. It's not going to be a true shakedown really, unfortunately guys, because I don't want to get soaked. But once we've got a bit warmer weather and we can get in there with our shorts on, this is going to really let it go. Yeah, just don't break the prop. Oh, I see, nearly went over there. It's a bit top heavy with this battery. think the battery needs moving forward as well, because it quite often wants to tick backwards a bit much. But that is definitely worth doing, guys, for 70 quid. Nice one, Jason. That was a good recommendation. Thanks for sending that kit over with the bike. Definitely needs to get my shorts on here, guys, so we can get it open wide open, because I don't want it to tip over. I'm going to grab it out, just making a funny noise. Somehow it's actually broken the poplar. That didn't do that on there, so I don't know whether the 3S has bust the prop or what, but yeah, a little bit of the pop's come off. It sounded like it was making a different noise and stopped going so well, so we get another prop on. So Jason, I need another box of props sent over, please, mate. And also somehow the rear body clip's shaking itself out, but there's a first little shakedown on 3S, that's alright. So we're getting there with our shorts on a sunny day where we don't want to go for a swim, and then we can get it back up. I'll just show you the battery. It's a really big battery, so that 5,000 milliamp hour one there, I think it's a bit top heavy. So what I need to do, like I said before, is try and get some more ballast load down on it. So we'll untape this again, we'll put some lead weights either side and a little bit in the nose, and we'll try and get it a bit heavier. But all in all, yeah, happy with that. So, Jason, what have we got for us next, mate? Send it over. Take care, guys. Bye. So, we've managed to survive another trip to the beach with the Kyosho Wave Chopper jet ski. Really impressed with it now, guys. That 3S brushless combo really has woken it up. It was nothing wrong with it before, but it was a bit lackluster, really. It needed a bit more go in it, but this thing now is going to be really good fun. The frustrating thing, somehow, I don't know if you saw on the video or you heard the sound change, somehow the props destroyed itself. There's no way it hit anything because of the depth of the water it was in there, but who knows. But I've got one spare one, so Jason, if you're watching, send us another pack of props, please. Well, two actually, because the way this and the surf is going to eat them, we're going to need some spares. But that was really a super simple little conversion. 70 quid. Jason sent it over with the jet ski, so it's literally like 10-minute quick fix. Really easy. Didn't even need any soldering. Straight in, and then you can get your 3S back in it. I've just taken the covers off so you can see how nicely it all fits in there again. Like I said in the video, it's a bit tail heavy now, probably because of that big heavy battery I had in there, but just in the front there, I'm going to put a little bit of lead ballast in there just to try and keep the nose down a little bit, because we haven't got any trim tabs on here just to keep the nose down. A little bit of lead in the sides as well, just to give it a bit more weight, and I really think that it'll handle a lot better, because if you saw in the video, it was trying to skip up out of the water quite a lot, which doesn't really help with the handling. But really impressed with that. Out the box, you can enjoy it, you can have some fun, but if you really want to have some fun, get a 3S in it. There's one little thing I would like to address as well. There's someone commented on the previous video of the jet ski that I've ruined it, it's fit for the bin now because I've put it in the sea. The one thing they said don't do. Nowhere in the instructions of any of my boats does it say don't run them in the salt water. I've been living here all my life. I've been using boats and various toys in the sea for over 20 years. I've never had any grief, guys. Even this little Volantix Vector one, that lives in the sea with my little boy. Basic maintenance, that's all you need to do. So every now and again, take the prop shafts out, grease them up every single time you use it without fail. Absolutely soak it with clean water, get all the salt off it. WD-40 the life out of absolutely everything, not a problem at all. The only reason your model will fail in the salt is if you don't look after it, guys. Simple basic maintenance. Strip it down, lube it, oil it, not a problem at all, and you can carry on enjoying it in the sea. Really lucky where I live, I've got lakes and the sea, but I just prefer using them in the sea because it's a bit more fun in the waves. But yeah, that thing there, if you want to get hold of Jason and the guys at Redfin, there's millions and millions of cool toys you can spend your wedge on, so I'll leave a link in the description below. So have a click on there, get hold of Jason and the guys, and they will get these out to you super duper quick. Great team, and really pleased to be dealing with them. Cheers, guys.